Alrighty, let's give this a whirl here. We're going to go ahead and start Net Radiant. Boom, 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 boom. We're going to go ahead and open up Crystal Shard. This was the map I've been working on for a while now, and one thing I've kind of decided is I'm making this too complex. I don't need to go crazy with these little zone lines. About all I need to really do for now is put some walls here, just flat walls, and then put some alleys into it. I think that's all I really need. This crap, it's just, I mean, it's good to learn, but it doesn't really help me right now. I need to just move on to the next objective. So what we're going to go ahead and do is duplicate this, move it over here, and we're going to put this hallway a little offset about here. And then if we go to face mode, select this face, and then, is it Q? No. How do I do the dragging? It's been a while now. There it is. Anyways, we're just going to have a nice long corridor here that enemies can come from. And then what we're going to do is duplicate this, move it over to about here, like so. And then we're going to duplicate that. We're going to rotate it 90 degrees, move it up, and barely you can see that red to here-ish. And then we're going to duplicate this over to about here. Okay, and that's it. And now we're going to go ahead and duplicate this guy and just move him over to like this spot. Something like that. Can I? There. Something like that, give or take. Okay. And then the same thing with this guy. Put him over about there. And now we have a wall with dudes that come out. Super simple. Let's save. Okay, so the next big step is going to be cutting these. So what we're going to do is first start with a CSG subtract. Boom. And what that should have done, yep, is it makes it a hole. So next, let's change its texture to wall. All four of these real quick. Like so. And we gotta hollow it now, which if I remember right, one of these is actually it, which is extrude faces, I think. Maybe. Yeah, see, that's like perfect. And we can likely tweak some of this geometry as well. If nothing else, what we can do is take these walls. Even the bottom? Yeah. And just offset it just a tiny bit. Boop. Now you get this inner wall. Now we can go ahead and make sure is wall in one. Look at that. Boom. Now out of curiosity, can I build this or is it going to stay leaked? Yes, it says leaked. But it actually says it leaked over here, and that makes sense because that is not facing. Does that fix that? Let's see. Now the map leaked on the edge here, which makes sense because that also is not quite flush. Will that fix it? Perfect. So we did a cut and we're still flat and happy. Cool. Next, we're going to do the same thing with this guy. So we're going to click him. We're going to go to subtract, boom. Then we're going to go to this button, we're going to X this out, and then we're going to move all of these objects back one. Boop. Like that. And technically, we can move the back as well one. Like that. Same with this guy. Bam. And assuming we did this all right, we now have a hole, F5, no leaks, and the geometry looks cut perfectly. Good. Well, let's continue. This guy and this guy can actually be moved back just a hair. Maybe not, because you can't see it anymore. So, no worries. We're going to get it right here, like so. And we're going to go ahead and subtract. And then we're going to do the hollow. Then we're going to take this guy out, which now we have a little bit of an edging, but that's okay. Because we can move that here in a moment. Let's do the same thing with this. Subtract, hollow, and kill this. Okay, so now we have two objects. Let's double check it can compile still. It is happy. Cool. So now let's move these pieces back. And arguably this would be easier if I did this step before I cut it and everything, but that's all right. So we're going to try to get this flush, and I think right now, unfortunately, this is going to cause a little bit of a recess, but that's okay actually. We learned from that one, that's fine. There is a little bit of a lip, but I don't think that's going to be a huge deal. And if it is, we can put some stairs. Okay, so double check. Can I F5 fine? Yes, I can. Good. So the last step I want to do real quick before I officially test this map is I want to take this upper edge now that we have it, use X, and we're going to do some cuts. Something like here to like here. All right, and then I'm going to press Alt Enter, Shift Enter. What that just did is we cut this in half. Oops. So now we have another object here. Can we save this? Does this still compile? Yep, no leaks. Good. Then we go to edge or vertex mode. We're going to grab this upper edge, and we're going to cause some deformations here. So we're just going to like pull this out a little bit. Right? And we'll actually pull this out a little bit too. And the same. Wait, why am I not getting this object? What am I doing wrong here? Edge, vertex. There. And so now we have the illusion of a wall. And do we still compile fine? We do. Cool. So my geometry is looking okay. And I mean, there's going to be potentially a little bit of an edge up here. No, because it leans forward, but not that forward. Okay, cool. So now we can do some other warps, like in this corner, which unfortunately comes out a little bit too much. But what we can do is hit X, click like here, maybe move it down to like here, press, what is it, Shift Enter. Then we go to vertex mode, select this, go to W, move this out a couple spots, like that. And now we get a nice little warped upper part. We can actually do the same over here. If I select both objects and move up, it actually looks better. Anyways, so now we get this nice little warped upper half, which might look a little bit better on this view. So you can see the upper half there is now, I'm going to actually share my screen through Discord as well while I'm doing this, so that I can show other people that might be lurking. Anyway, so now we got this big bloated edge, which is fine as long as this still compiles clean, which it does. And all of this kind of just warps on the upper half, but the bottom half still looks fine. And I mean, we can still do some warping if we really wanted to on the bottom, but I think that's fine. The texturing looks a little odd because of the non-uniform surfaces. But I think I can do something like this. Yeah, see, and this makes it fit all of them. Yeah, this isn't right. The stepping is like way too big. Like this is 1.8 by 1.8, and this guy is there. A little better. It's fine. It's about what it looks like in game, right? But yeah, we're almost done. Let's see how the geometry works when we start doing nav meshes here in a sec. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to slice it right about here to, let's do it like right there. So it has a little bit of a, then shift enter, then go to vertex mode, grab this, W. Ooh, we kind of come out a weird way. We should use this guy. And control tab this side. You know, something like that. Arguably, we should also look at making this edge a little cleaner, which we could just do X, click these 2 points, control enter again. Oh, actually, control Z that. Oops. Let's do this. X, and we'll do it like about here. No, that's a weird cut. It must be because of that wall. All right, let's get out of cut mode. Click this object, go X, click here and like here. There. Control enter. And then we can take edge mode. Oh wait, control enter was wrong. Yeah, screw it. We'll keep it like a little odd on that edge. That's fine. It's not really end of the world. Okay, so this part though, let's go ahead and do another X and we'll put it about here. And then we do shift enter. And then we go to vertex mode, click this, go to W, move this out. I'm not sure why that texture just went that way. Let's undo that. Let's go top view again. It must be because of how this geometry works. It's getting some issues with Sometimes grabbing edges is a little wonky, but regardless, let's grab this vertice at least and do some fun with it by stretching it forward. You can do this quite a bit actually. And this is just to help kind of square off the edges and make it less conformed, I guess. Okay. Does this still compile fine? Yeah, no leaks. Good. Let's go ahead and test this in game. So we're going to go back to open zone. We're going to go ahead and open up my recent CLZ zone. We're going to delete my mesh, not CLZ. I don't have a crystal shard zone. Okay, well, we can make it real quick. Save as crystal shard. We can go ahead and delete the mesh. We can go to its properties and change this to crystal shard. Make sure it's indoor, hit OK. Let's go ahead and export to S3D, crystal shard, OK, save. We have an Ubuntu session already going, and we can go ahead and run, actually I don't know if we need to run the S3D script anymore. I think with all my changes, I don't have the directory set proper anymore. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because look, it's zones, and then there is a library. No, there's a zones folder, and this has the crystal shard stuff right there. We got to put that into our code projects, Demontia client ROF here. Replace the files, done. Now we can refresh. Hey Fanar, I just saw your message. I have a UQ question. Do you know what year expansion Myotis bats were added to the live? Myotis bats a Soul Dungeon B bat, I think. I don't know. I can tell you some processes to figure it out. Myotis bat request. Large Myotis bat year. I mean, you can see this in like old EQ. This is updated in 2019. The Myotis bat is probably part of the newbie quests. So Planes of Power, potentially. I forget exactly when the newbie quests came in. I think I have a script. Project EQ, or yeah, PEQ database quests is here. There should be a commit, like the North Quanos one. Oh, I don't know who the turn-in people are going to be. Well, let's look for Filion, Wondergloss. So when I ever touch these, you know, my commit may have never been pushed. Newbie, armor, no. Was it that long ago? Added newbie armor comment. Looks like Planes of Power. There's your answer. So 2004-ish, 2003. Cool. So let's get back to this. We just copied over the file, so we can go ahead and load it and see if the game starts. So we'll go do that. By the way, I was working on some other custom races. We'll see this here in a sec. Demontia, go. One day I'll debug this load time too. So, yeah, you can see I've added some new races here. Frog female, frog male. I'm going to go in game with this character. I think it'll let me. Yeah, look at that. I sit in the ground, but you know, I have emotes. Dance, nod, laugh. That's kind of creepy, but it works. Anyways, I should actually camp out of him because I need my character to kind of sit proper. Let's go actually grab the ogre. He's in fragments. Ooh. I crashed. Let's go look at the debug log and double check we loaded the right zone. Right here. Big track, stack trace, and loading crystal shard. Why would this crash? What did I do wrong? Crystal shard is all new files. It could have just been a one-time glitch. It's a little concerning though. Let's try it one more time just in case. I hear me getting messaged. I'll have to check that here in a sec. Poppy, I was playing Apex with. Anyways, once this eventually loads. Such a slow load time with that DLL. Okay, we are in Crystal Caverns fragment. That sounds right. Nope, I'm still crashing every time I enter this zone. Interesting. What did I do wrong? Oh, I actually have no geometry in here. I got to re-import the Quake 3 map. That helps. So, library textures, Quake 3, maps, crystal shard. I just generated this. Open. There it is. Export as an S3D. Copy from here to here. Start it up again. That'll help me actually, you know, see the game and the client properly. And thank you for the sound effect. I know. Subscriber. Poppy. You subscribed. You didn't even just follow, huh? Thanks for the follow, dude. And the subscription. I do a mix. I'll sometimes stream Apex, but honestly, I tend to just work on video games lately just because most people aren't super interested in Apex because I suck at it anyways. But yeah, I'm trying to test this custom zone I made in EverQuest and seeing if it works in game properly. I need to actually get the nav meshes working. There we go. So now we load. It loads a lot better once you actually, you know, import the file properly. So here's the ogre. He's nice and roomy in all the rooms, doorways, so that we can get lots of people running in and out. This step, hopefully, can get up easily. Yep, perfect. Let's go ahead and double check a gnome doing the same thing. So, because a gnome is tiny, you're going to call it a baby check. You know, check if it fits as a tiny person. Just wait that zone. Okay. Let's go ahead and zone to crystal shard. Unfortunately, 000 doesn't exist. I have to go to 0010, I think. There we go. And here's the baby. So he can get up this step, no problem. And up this. And can he get up these? He might be a little too tiny. No, he can get up just fine. Cool. So we are good with the smallest and biggest races to fit on my new geometry. You do get some interesting collision of geometry, like right here. Kind of debating how I'll best fix that. I could always move back the edge of the basically there's some clipping right here happening. I might be able to just do some quick edits. Let me think about this. It's right over here, right? Can I move this up? That's definitely going to cause a leak. So let's go a finer grid size and see if we can get this perfect. Maybe. Is that? No, there's a gap for sure right there. Why does this one not gap with the same distance? Interesting. Well, let's try it anyways. Let's just try to do it by eye. About there. Let's see if it leaks. Nope. Nice. It fit perfect. Let's do the same with the top then. Let's just try to... I think my grid size is perfect where I'm not leaking when I compile with it on the edges like that. Nice. This has probably the exact same issue. Let's double check in game. Actually, this is the one that had that issue. Let's see if this one also did though. Not so bad. It looks like it decided the outer wall just oversees it. Oversees it, I guess. I don't know how you can say that. But this one, we can do the same operation too. In fact, let's grab all four sides. Isn't it tab? No. There's a key to make it focus on this side. I gotta learn that later. But let's go ahead and move this back. Is it here? Yeah, it looks right. Let's go ahead and save. F5. No leaks. Good. And just to be thorough, this actually looks like we did the edging proper. We'll double check it in game though. Yep. And this all looks clean. I wonder why. There's my little ceiling geometry, which unfortunately this brush face is inconsistent. I don't know if I want to fix that or not. I might just leave it because like this wall looks pretty good. The bottom doesn't align, but honestly that's pretty normal. It's not the end of the world. But at least this I can fix real quick. It's oh, actually, yeah, right here. So face, what is it, F? Yeah. So this face, for some reason, I think if we put the same values over here, we'll fix it. Not really sure why I decided to recalculate it. Yeah, see, now it's all happy. Probably the same with these edges. So like, turn off face mode, click here. Okay, now I go to face mode. So this is 1.71, right? This is 0.5. This is some weird number. There, I fixed it. Easy enough. Looks better. And really wasn't too hard to do. If I really cared, I'd sit down and fix all these textures and stuff, but for what I'm doing, the fact I'm even making geometry is already pretty cool. Probably going to be 0.5 again. Cool. Probably can do it as well on here, just to be thorough. 0.5 maybe. Oops, I didn't mean to press tab. Let's see. Yeah, that looks good. And that'll affect this one too. Probably for worse, but that's okay. 0.5. I think it's just stretching that, but that's right. And the ground looks perfect. One thing also, just to kind of be thorough. So this is 1.5, this is 1.5, and this is 1 point something. Well, let's change this to 1.5 and see if it just looks a little better. Yeah, it looks better. And are you 1.5? And I mean, if I really cared, I could sit here and shift. You know what I mean? Until it like matches-ish. But like, I think even 42 and 0, it doesn't really match. Oh, and it's probably because this is all the faces. Like we want 147, 87. Well, hold up. 147, 87. And now we have almost perfect. There's still some oddities. I wonder why. This is 1.56, 1.56. 1.50. There's still some tearing. It's all right. I don't think it really matters. It's close enough. You know, the walls in general are just a mess. That's actually how originally he did it. Cool. So let's go ahead and rebuild it again. It's happy. That's good. Let's go back to here. Delete. Re-import the map. Like so. Maps. Crystal shard. Let's go ahead and export it. Save. Go to the files, copy them to the client, replace. Exit out of the client, start it up again, and let's just double check the geometry real quick. And then we can write it off. We could put some lighting and stuff if we really wanted, but for the time being, the other part I want to do is work on A-zone generation stuff, which I might have to tweak where my files are. Because I think I was putting a lot of these utilities in a different directory. All right, you load in. There it is, build.bat. I think we can just double click this. No, that's going to run. I'll have to make another bat file, but you can see here the geometry looks much better. And I bet a human can't see shit in here right now. How are you guys looking over here? This texture repeats pretty often, but that's fine. We're not going for perfection here. These also could be deeper, but that's fine. I can just alternate where they spawn from. Okay, so the next step is we need to run AWater. I used to have a script that did this, but I don't know where I put it after. Is it just in tools? Yeah. There's an S3D, a BSP. Wasn't there another bat file? Or a shell file? There, waypoint.bat. This is what we want. Did that work? Probably not. Waypoint bat. It did work. And it puts it all into ... up to directories maps, which is fine. And then there's the editor and stuff. So now we go to map edit, and we go ahead and open Crystal Shard. Here we go. And now let's generate the wave nav mesh by just going to navigation. Let's rebuild everything. Let's see how this all looks. So I still have some geometry issues inside here. I might ask Trust how to fix that better, but you can see here this is perfect in these corridors at least. And the outer edges look good. This entire floor looks perfect. There's a little bit of an issue right here, but I don't know if that'll be an issue or not. That looks great. That looks great. Cool. So we're going to go ahead and hit save. And now we have a map, zone map. So that when we spawn stuff and tell it to come fight me. Honestly, I think this map is simple enough. Oh no, he's just going to go everywhere. He doesn't have any sort of nav mesh right now. But now we have the file to make it have a nav mesh. It's right here. So what I need to do is a couple things. First, zones. Oh, we don't need this, do we? I think we do actually. Crystal Shard. What is Emu maps? Whatever. Good enough. Let's push that up. Then let's go to maps. Do I have this version? Yeah, it looks like it's up here. Cool. So now we have the new generated maps. The log for for doing a nav mesh, we could probably not version, but that's all right. We can fix that on another version. And is there any other repos? I think DLL. No, DLL is clean. Client. Arguably, I should rebuild the client with all these new changes. I did add the new races. Added Illithid for Froglock female and Hook Whore for Frogem. There. And then I can also put the Crystal Shard edits. And this should add a global load edit. That's right. Dinput 8. You know what? It's at a good enough state. We can go ahead and version it. EQ client updated. That's fine. That's normal. Login server. That's fine. And PC Froglock is fine. I don't know what this EQ options is and why it keeps coming in, but yeah. Cool. Let's push that up. I think it'll let me push. Sometimes my Visual Studio in Windows is stupid and can't log in. Cool. We're good. Is there any other repos that need some TLC? DXC has an update. That's fine. Okay. So what I'm going to do is AFK, not AFK, but I'm going to go to my other laptop real quick while this just hangs out in the zone. I could camp and look at a human real quick while we're doing this. Let's make a human. Where are the humans? Blind boy, because that's how I describe a human. Because this zone has literally nothing for lights, and you can see it actually can be seen decently well. These are self-lit, which is interesting that only edges of it are. Almost like there's a light source over here. Let's go ahead and zone to Crystal Shard. And then go to 0010. Okay. It's really not too dark, at least. I'll probably duplicate this light and put it down the alleys and give them all unique colors so that when you're talking here, you can be like, I'm going to red zone, green zone, blue zone, purple zone, or whatever. It'd be kind of cool. It's just minor, though. So I'm on my laptop, and I'm going to be connecting remotely to this machine, with the whole point of getting the files copied over to the server. It's just easier on my laptop. Yeah, my back source light actually looks pretty good over here. May even want to use that as a background for most of these areas. And you can barely tell that the roof is slanted forward. I mean, it looks fine, but it's not like super great looking. My Demancia hack's gone. I must have commented it out at one point. So basically, I need to do an SCP from my volumes. Maps. This is annoying. And we need to get this into demancia.com. I need to get on the server directory, find the maps directory. Actually, I don't need to do all this, right? I just need to do a git pull. Derp. All right, we're done. So let's go ahead and camp out. Let's see how the nav mesh works in game. Okay, I spawned up 3 zones. I shut off all the old ones. This should trigger the zone file loading. Update admin. I can't fully see if the zone file got loaded, but there's an easy way to test, right? Let's spawn test, and we'll do 1 damage to him, and see if he goes around the corner or if he goes straight into the corner. Nope, he kind of went around. A little hard to tell. Let's do some interesting running and see how he follows. I need to like move faster. So cast 11545. Now I got Sal. Heal myself. GM1. Invul. Level 60. Heal. By the way, I don't make walking sounds, but the level ding sound worked, which is an interesting one. Invul on.
This is parts. Cords, cables, etc.
Hey, it's Josh.
Oh, yes. I've been lurking.
Right on. I'm just working on my server. All right, let's go ahead and cast Spirit of the Wolf now that I'm higher level. I still run really slow, though. Anyways.
I think Vanna's getting ready to get on.
How's this look? Does he clip through? I think he just clipped through. Let's double check that. I need to have, like, bard speed. Find spell, silos. Cast. Song of Travel is 1330. Didn't even land. Let's just do 717. It's because I don't have my spell effects proper. Whatever. Anyways, it seems to be working. I mean, I guess an easy way to test this is we go to 0010. And now I've teleported, and we can watch him. Yeah, he went around that edge. Let's see if he clips through this wall or not. Yeah, he clipped through the wall, I think. Damn it. So my geometry's not being properly loaded. I don't know the commands for waypoints. I don't normally mess with this. I can do a full start, though. One sec. Okay, so I just fully restarted my whole server. This is an area I don't ever see anybody work with, Fanar, which is the custom additional stuff. It's really quite fun to be able to like make your own, you know, literal zones and world and stuff. Oh, you guys are ready? I'm just wrapping up. I just wanted to see if I can get the nav mesh working, and I'll stop my stream.
Yeah, no worries.
Let's see if we can do that right now. All right, so we're connecting. I see the CLE. I don't see any nav mesh messages, but let's go ahead and spawn test again. Let's damage him for 1 damage. That'll make him chase. Let's have him run in here with me. Let's go ahead and type go to 0010, and let's hug the outer wall. I think he just went through it. Yeah, I think he's... I mean, he's kind of following the wall. Wait, he could be. If he is, it's very poorly. How about this? I'll teleport myself over here. Does he run through or does he run around? He ran right through. So the geometry nav meshing is not working. I'll have to play with that later. It's all good. All right, well, thank you for watching. This is technically a success. We are now at a point where I feel this is a new zone. I need to add some lighting, make some spawn points, add some scripts, figure out what NPCs we're going to actually support in the zone. Because we're going to have somebody that we're going to guard right here, and then we're going to have NPCs spawning from all these tunnels. That's the idea. So, and that's it. So, if you've been watching, thank you. Hope you had fun. How long have we been streaming? About 50 minutes. Okay.